Hello and welcome! This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Stellaris. So I just started a war over here with the Sirigog League, and we had a big battle in their capital system. I did lose the Federation ships that I built, unfortunately, but it was in a gambit to get them locked into the system because they just kept jumping back and forth, and I couldn't get them in a particular location, so I jumped the Federation fleet on top of them. Unfortunately, it was not nearly the same level of strength, and they wiped them out before I could get my main fleet there. But their sacrifice was not in vain. I was able to get my main fleet and my allies' fleet to merge up, and we were able to finish them off. Granted, my allies' fleet came in at the last second and really didn't help, but we took a lot of casualties. So I'm going to be having this fleet come back into this system. I'm going to be splitting off any ships that need repaired, like this ship here barely has any hit points at all. Get anybody that needs repaired, send them back to get repairs, and then we'll go from there. So that's the game plan, and we're going to go execute that. I'm also sending Marines over into orbit. Okay, so we're there, and these guys here, we're going to go ahead and start splitting off anyone that is very damaged, or actually damaged at all. All right, anyone else that has damage? No. Okay, so that was it. Go ahead and close that, and you guys go get repaired. And the rest of the fleet go bombard this planet.
Research complete. System survey.
All right, we got to research. So this allows me to build battleships. Good stuff. What do we want next? All right, ship hull points. This is just a Empire modifier, so that's nice. That would go along with what he gets as a modifier. Battleship assembly yards, probably want that, but it's not necessary right now. Fighters, I've been ignoring for the most part. Ooh, Devastator torpedoes, next level of torpedo tech. It's the most expensive of all the tech I have available, but I think I'm going to go that route because there's no guarantee I'll be able to get it next time. So I'm going to progress that. It seems like torpedoes are the most effective weapons right now. And they're... All right. My transport fleet. I don't know why. All right. Transport fleet is on the way. Rising tensions on... Okay. Tensions between the Neo-Testor population and the Testors they share the moon with are rising. Several attacks have been carried out by individuals from both sides, including at least 2 bombings. Both sides of the conflict are radicalizing, and more acts of violence seem likely. Okay, that's not good. So the Neo-Testors were a race that more or less created themselves. They're over here. And it appears that the Neo-Testors and the original Testors that are on this planet are now in a slug match here. So we've got xenophobe and militarist as ethics. And my race is actually xenophile, so that is counter to my race. So these guys are kind of coming to blows. Honestly, there's not a whole lot I can do about that necessarily. I do think I have a colony that is entirely Neo-Testors, at least initially it was. I can take a look at that here in a second. I believe it was one of the newer colonies here. So not that one. Now these are just Testors. Yeah, here we go. So these guys are all Neo-Testors. So that may be a problem in the future. And while we're here, we might as well build basic hydroponics. All right, let's go back to the war. And are these guys in orbit now? Okay, good. So as far as bombardment goes, let's see how the fortifications behave. They're going down pretty quick. We could go with
Research
limited
complete.
bombardment, make them go down faster.
Construction complete.
All right, we got more research here. All right, so this gives me habitability, good stuff. And let's see what else we got. We got hydroponics farm level 3. We have another level of habitability. Fleet Academy, which allows for a module, which gives me modifiers to ships, it looks like, which looks pretty awesome, honestly. And then we have Army Upkeep and Military Academy. Well, that is pretty darn cheap. I'm actually thinking about taking that, just because of how cheap it is. All right. So, Marines are on the way, and we can start the first stage of the war. Ooh, I've got a idle construction ship. We might as well tell to do stuff, because I know I have plenty of things to do over here, and I'm pretty sure this construction ship is over here already. All right, so we've gotten all of the basic resources, so now it's time to pick up the science. And what are we needing the most? We need society research, and there's already one in the system, so there you go. Although this one over here is even better. Let's do this one instead. Build research stations. You also get pretty much all 3 categories here, so that's good. All right, so let's go back to the war here. And we almost have troops in orbit, but the fortifications are still a long ways off, so we're just going to be patient.
Hostile fleet detected. Station under attack. Hostile fleet engaged.
Uh-oh. Okay. So these guys are trying to attack the station with just troop transports. As far as I can tell, there is actually no military ships here, so this should be easy.
Station under attack.
Okay, they jumped out. You guys go back to repairing, please. Okay. Back over here. So it's just a little bit of a harassment. And I don't see any other enemy fleets at the moment. Alright. So we're just keeping an eye on this planet.
Hostile fleet detected.
Alright,
Station under attack.
So these guys just keep
Situation
jumping
log
in.
Updated.
Alright, we do have a hostile fleet in here. I would imagine they're just going to jump right out. This is why I want to sit on their capital, so we stop having this stuff happen. Now, this is why I gave these guys the goal to build military tech, because they've built a defensive station, and these guys are practically jumping on it to get in here, so that's great.
Mining stations are used.
All right. Okay. And that's just a little weak guy there. All right. We're getting there, getting rid of the fortifications.
Complete. Anomaly found.
Oh, another anomaly. All right, leave that be for now. Unless you have nothing else to do.
Debris analyzed.
Okay. And this group of Marines is ready as well. All right, so that debris didn't yield anything. Probably the ships is what we really want. Let's go ahead and embark these guys. And then that will be down here. So we need to grab just the Marines. And we'll send them along to here, but I don't think we'll need them for this landing. What Marines we have here should be fine. Although, there is quite a lot of defensive forces here, so maybe we just wait for them. As a matter of fact, you can go down to the less intense bombardment. And we'll just wait for the other Marines to show up. That'll just ensure a little bit better victory, maybe. And as a matter of fact, why don't we go ahead and tell you to enter orbit so that you're there. And my one fleet, I think, finished repairing. So they're ready to go. So we might as well... I'm curious of whether I can actually jump them on top of something. It doesn't look like it. We'll just have them meet up with the rest of the fleet. And they're here. Grab them and put them on there. Okay. As soon as we get the other Marines to show up. Okay, so this didn't take much time. Let's go to the new research here. Okay, so we get more army upkeep reduction, which is good. We have leader lifespan increased. And then we have the resettlement cost. I think I'm going to continue with the army upkeep, mostly because I have a lot more defensive armies and things like that now, and it is such a cheap tech. All right. Let's go back in here and just wait.
Construction.
Oh, we do have a governor dying on us. Maybe we should have taken the other... taken the other tech, although it would have been too late for him anyway. Alright, so where are you? You're probably the guy up here. Are there any new resources to take advantage of? Yeah, right here. Build mining station, if you please. Okay. And this science vessel is just kind of chilling. More than likely, if they tried to come in here to do these debris fields, there would be an enemy fleet. So, the moment... Alright. Where is... Do we have both transport fleets here now? Or is the other one still moving? It's still moving. It'll be there soon.
System survey complete. Construction complete.
And we got these guys coming as well.
Complete.
Alright. So my other science vessel does not have anything to do. And your... I think I'm selected on the right one. No, it's this guy here. Okay. So you have two anomalies to check out. I don't actually know where the other one is. But I see this one. And you are that guy. So I want to make sure it's not pulling this guy. Go ahead and research that. Okay. And my other science vessel is just going to have to wait until we can move the fleet. Okay. All right, so you and you merge together. And then you land armies, and you land armies. Okay, they're not going to quite arrive at the same time, but... Alright. There we go. Let's just make sure these guys are in there supporting. Alright. Looks like the combat's going our way, although there is a lot of troops that we're having to fight. We're about to beat a bunch of them. What is this? Oh, yeah. Well, that's good. That's what we want to see. Alright. Just wiped them out.
Secured.
Okay. So now, we can move the fleet. So you guys, jump in there. There's an enemy fleet, and it just kind of... That is definitely Marines. And they're probably jumping out. That's going to be annoying, actually. I'm probably going to have to leave behind ships to make sure that thing doesn't land. So I'll break off some destroyers here, so... 1, 2, 3. You guys stay here. The rest of you, do your move. Alright, and... Science vessel, come over here and start working on this debris field. Okay. And we have... My director died, so we're going to have an election. And it's between... Develop industry, secure the borders, a new generation, and grow economy. And I'm going to assume this guy's going to win unless we intervene. And I can intervene because I have enough influence. Well, if I had a choice... This guy is pretty skilled. But this guy gives me a lot of construction build cost and mining station build cost and a bunch of other stuff that I kind of like. Growth time, energy credits. Oh, I definitely like that. You know what? I'll take that. So we'll elect this guy. And we lost one of our scientists because of that, so I'm going to have to recruit one. So let's go to Empire leaders and scientists. Wow, we actually have a lot of vacancies because of death. Recruit. I'm going to go with the experience gain. This guy's young, and he gets experience gain, so he'll get levels up quicker. So we'll recruit this guy. And... I could swap out one of the guys that are surveying. Like this guy here. But you know what? We'll just use him for now. Oh, I actually have to tell him. All right, here we go. There you go. And we'll deal with other things later. Okay. Now we're in the capital. They did rebuild the space station, so we got to blow that up. All right, what's going on? Okay, glancing hit. All right, we've seen this before, so just we get some engineering research. Now, there was another anomaly that I uncovered, and I'm assuming it was over here, because that's where the... Ah, here it is. So, again, you are Reglor. And I would like you to change scientists and have Reglor do it. And research. Okay. And at this point in the game, 150 research is not probably a lot with how high my population is. And it does look like the my allies are sending Marines. As long as I have a fleet here, I'm not too worried about these Marine fleets that are trying to invade. And take back the planet. And when my armies are better and healed up, I will send them along to the next planet. But for now, we're just going to sit on the defenses and whittle them down. All right. Okay, so it looks like it has escalated. Testors massacred on Schlargos, which is the planet of the Neo-Testors. A strike force belonging to the Neo-Testor front. I kind of expected this because the Neo-Testors look like they outnumbered the Testors. A radical group on Schlargos recently launched an attack on a large Testor settlement. The few defenders were quickly wiped out, after which the Neo-Testors swept through the settlement and massacred the population in their homes. A spray-painted message on their rubble states, Neo-Testors are the future. Alright, so one of the populations on Schlargos dies. Okay, well, that is not a sector that I control, so... Let's see here. What sector is that? That is... this sector here. Okay. You guys, you're doing research focus... Switch to military focus, and here's some minerals. Hoping you build armies and things like that will hopefully help that stuff stop, but I doubt it. They sound like they're just kind of random stuff that happens. Alright. We do have a fleet. Oh yeah, they're defensive in nature. Now, one thing I could do is there's a fleet here on test. There's also a fleet over here. Have these two merge up and then maybe have them go to the front. We did lose a bunch of ships, so that would be useful. And I think all my construction is more or less finished for the meantime. Test. I would like you to build me some more... I'm going to assume a lot of destroyers got lost, so I'm going to do a few corvettes and a few destroyers.
Hostile fleet engaged.
As a matter of fact, the one fleet that's moving, which is these guys, I actually want them to tell them to go into orbit. So they're not costing me money for no reason. Okay. So we've got a hostile fleet engage message. I think for the most part, we've wiped out resistance. Now, I'm curious how things are going with my ally over here. And their aspect of the war. Right now, we're winning a lot. And we can actually see that. So, there are some... Yeah, because my one Federation fleet lost, I believe that is that message. We have a lot of one battles right now. I have the one planet. So we have quite a war score going on right now. And this is officially their capital, so this should work nicely as soon as we've got the fleet. No surprise, Gethmar got... Alright, hostile fleet's present. Where is that going on? Alright, so this is actually more fleet strength than I have. Those little bastards. I may have to run for it here. Well, are they engaging me? Let's just keep an eye on it. Let's run, but let's just see if they're going to actually come after me. They're just jumping through. Now, my plan here is once the ships on test come together, I'm going to have them merge. And then I'm going to send them
Situation log
over to this
updated.
front to kind of reinforce. Just have to wait for them to merge. There they go. And then we'll send them along to this planet so that they can back that guy up in case I need it. Alright. So this got blown up. Now we're going to sit on the planet. And let's take a look at situation with my Marines. They're all healed up. We got more
Debris analyzed.
sabotage. Okay, so now this continues, even though we're at war. Increased strength. In response to the violent confrontation between the Neo-Tester and Tester inhabitants, the Neo-Testers have taken their genetic modifications one step further. They are now both stronger and faster, while their bodies can take punishment that would kill normal Testors. Just 2 unarmed Neo-Testers reportedly killed at least a dozen members of a Tester militia in a recent incident. We may be looking at a dangerous escalation. Alright, well, it's not giving me an option to really deal with it, so... Alright, let's go ahead and embark these guys. And we're going to be sending them over here. At the moment, they're just going to be in orbit. And because they're nearby, I figure we escalate the bombardment here to get the fortifications down quicker. And you're done. You did get debris. Look at all that progress. Proton torpedoes. Bunch of stuff. Quantum missiles. Good stuff. Alright, you come over here. That is just so much debris. Just start researching all this. And this keeps you relatively close to my main fleet. I don't like it as much if you wander off to one of the borders. I might as well queue this one up too. That over there is a little too scary for me. Alright. And we're continuing to build ships over on test, which is what that is. And they can just sit there for now. Okay. I did want to keep an eye on the fortifications, so I knew when they're ready. But keep an eye on the Empire overall. Okay, so we've got a Cybrex listening post. So we're advancing the Cybrex plot. Okay, so 234-1138 is in fact a artificially constructed object carefully concealed within a thin layer of rock to make it appear as an asteroid. The hollow interior houses an ancient Cybrex listening post, which was used to spy on space traffic within the system. It has long since ceased functioning. All right, so we've got a special project, which we'll do here in a second. And that was here. So, science vessel. You should have plenty skill. Go ahead and do that research project. Okay. And come back here. Just keep an eye on the planet while we continue. So, I'm curious, the Neo-Testors over on the other planet should not be affected by the strife going on in this system over here. So let's just confirm that. I believe it was this planet. No, it was not that planet. It was this planet. Yes. Do these guys have the strong trait? They do. So even though they are not even involved, all Neo-Testors gain this trait everywhere. Interesting. Okay, let's just, again, keep an eye over here. But that is an interesting conflict. Alright, we've got inactive buildings. We'll take a look at that. Alright. And that was because I built some buildings. Oh, you can go over there. There you go. You pop there. Actually. Fine. Do that, then do that. Alright. That's not being worked either, but matter of fact, that's something I want to be working, so let us do that. There we go. And we can upgrade things as well. So let's go ahead and do that while we're here. Okay. But this planet is filling out nicely. Okay. Back to the war. And keeping an eye on the fortifications. Alright.
Construction complete.
He lost another scientist. So let us take a look at recruiting a new one. Recruit. I have yet to see someone of another race, even though we have the policy that allows us to recruit leaders from any race. I have yet to see a leader from any other race. Let's see. Oh, here we go. So we can get admirals that are of other races. But not scientists. Alright, so lifespan up. These are all kind of crappy. I'm going to take the guy with the lifespan, because neither of these help me for research. And we'll just assign them there. So, the scientists are starting to get of that age where they're starting to die off on me. We've seen this before. Alright. But so far, we haven't really had much conflict outside that one big battle. And very close to having these fortifications down.
Construction complete.
Oh, boy. New thing. Technological enlightenment setback on the planet that we're attempting to enlighten people on. We are having difficulty working with the natives on the planet, and our mission to elevate their civilization from barbarism. The race, I'm assuming, have proven to be a superstitious lot, and our scientific advisors are often frustrated by their arcane religious traditions and stubborn refusal to accept science as fact. Unfortunately, it looks like our initial time estimate for this mission were too optimistic. It will take longer than expected to civilize the Glost were Henny. Alright, well, is what it is. And I think at this point is actually a good point to put a cut in the video, so I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.